Update on the National Hockey League. All right. And, this has been thrown out before. Obviously, the NHL's never been in San Diego. We've had the NBA here. And we know about the project going on right now at the Midway District that Stan Kroenke is now a part of. And I think that's where this has additional legs or validity. There was a report today. I don't know much about the fourth period as the source, but that's the source. And that source stating San Diego and Portland have shown interest in an NHL franchise. Now, that's very generic and vague. And of course, San Diego doesn't even have a facility for an NFL or an NHL franchise. But with that being said, there is going to be, assumedly, and that's probably going too far with a city like San Diego, there is assumedly going to be a new arena in the Midway District at some point. We do know Stan Kroenke is a part of that project. Is it that hard to envision a Stan Kroenke-led project with a new arena that could lure an NHL team to San Diego? Again, I'm not saying it's likely or happening tomorrow. Shoot, it might not be completed until after the A's have a home, for all we know.
Well, we know that Stan Kroenke can't be a part of another NHL franchise because he already owns one.
But he can build an arena.
He can build an arena. Does that factor in anything?
Yeah, because, it's a huge factor because without Stan Kroenke, you probably can't build an NHL arena.
Look,
right?
We've talked about it. And if this city got another major sports franchise, it'd be awesome. It would be
definitely.
And you're probably saying, like, what about MLS? Yes, they got MLS here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. That's great too.
But keep adding. Like, you got to keep adding, right? You got the Padres, you got STFC, and then you have the Wave, and then if you added like an NHL team,
now you're talking.
Now, yeah, I mean, some would argue that the Stanley Cup is the most iconic trophy in all of sports.
Yeah,
and the Stanley Cup playoffs. If you've ever been to a Stanley Cup playoff game, it is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the intensity is off the charts.
Even regular season NHL, like television doesn't do it justice at all.
And you saw what the NHL and a Stanley Cup did to the Vegas Knights.
Yep.
I mean, Las Vegas, I feel like, cares more about the Knights than they do the Raiders.
I don't know. I can't answer that, but maybe.
Well, I think that
they definitely care more about them than they do the A's.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that is true. Well, the Raiders are so spread out everywhere. Yep. Like, how many Raiders fans actually live in Las Vegas? And how many Raiders fans travel in every weekend to watch Vegas Raiders games?
Can't answer that either.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But the Vegas Knights, they built something there from scratch. They weren't like a
expansion, or they weren't relocated.
Relocated. So I think NHL would be awesome here. I know you have the goals, but to have an NHL franchise would be, I think, really cool.
Yeah, you could make an argument. I don't know if I'm making this argument, but you could maybe make an argument the NHL would be more successful than the NBA. Why do I say that? Well, because the NBA's been here. Now they've had terrible ownership when they've been here, and they also played the sports arena back in the day. But you've had the NBA 2 times. Like, what are the odds you're getting in a third? I consider those odds to be really low, and there's multiple reasons why. Not just because you've had it twice, but because when you think about NBA expansion, they're trying to go through that process now. And there's other suitors in the West, including Las Vegas, which has become the sports haven. And then you have Seattle. And they've talked about Seattle ever since the Sonics left after Katie's rookie year, whenever that was, 15 or 20 years ago. So, like, the NBA, to me, is a bit of a stretch considering it's been here twice. And you've got Western markets that have desires and facilities already. The NHL, to me, again, I think the goals, to your point, have been successful. And there are markets, by the way, with the NHL teams right now that aren't. I mean, there's a crazy situation playing out in Phoenix right now where they're playing in a college hockey arena.
Yeah, it's
again, I'm not advocating for the Coyotes to necessarily come here. Maybe it would be expansion, but there's literally an NHL team right now that's playing in a 5,000 seat arena for years. The Coyotes, 5,000 seats.
Yeah, they're like the A's of the NHL. A little bit.
I don't know about their ownership or anything, but yeah, they're kind of like vagabonds. They got kicked out of their arena. They were kicked out. The lease
is that good?
Was ended by the arena. A little bit, probably like Oakland. The lease was ended by the Coliseum in the city, I think.
Right.
So I don't know. Again, I'm not holding my breath on it. I have no clue when the arena will be completed.
Personally, I would love NBA here.
Sure.
Awesome. NFL, never coming back.
Right.
It's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
But like a percentage chance of realistically happening, even though it might be very, very slim, like the percentage of NBA or NHL team coming might be very slim.
Mm-hmm.
It's still more than an NFL franchise.
Definitely.
So an NBA or NHL, I'd have to choose NBA.
Yeah, I
personally,
think a lot of people would,
just because of the drama in the NBA, and I mean,
but you think it's less realistic than the NHL?
Yeah,
I do.
I do too.
Just seems like that
Because
Vegas looming out there, Seattle looming out there.
Yeah, I mean, Lakers and Clippers in LA.
Yeah, 2 teams, but then again, the NHL has 2 teams.
Yeah, but the Lakers' reach is
bigger than the Kings and the Ducks.
Massive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a fun little story to talk about, just because it's nice to see
an actual report.
San Diego being included on reports about a major sports franchise potentially coming here. But
yeah, don't give me Portland over San Diego though. If I hear like 6 months from now, oh, Portland's getting an NHL team, like, come on, man.